Marcus Bernhardt, who is Chief Evangelist at Obrizum.
Awesome, thank you very much, Ali. Obrizum is a slightly awkward word, as Ali mentioned to me earlier as well. Obrizum is Latin and it stands for pure gold. And the way you get to pure gold from gold is you repeatedly put it into fire, which is called assessment. And so as a digital learning company, the way you learn is through repeatedly going through fire, i.e. assessment, and finally getting there. So that's where the name is from. And that's just a short intro. But let me paint the picture here. I'm currently an employee, let's say in a worldwide global organization. I'm on my career trajectory. And I'm sitting down with my line manager and we're saying, Marcus would like to develop and he'd like to do some leadership training or some sustainability training. Absolutely fantastic, great starting point. So part of that will be a digital journey. It always is these days. It's not a silver bullet talk, I promise you. I believe in proper learning and development, but a digital journey will be part of the whole thing. And so what happens now is I will go to that digital journey. Doesn't matter whether it is a really short 1 or 2 hour course or whether this is a 20, 25, 30 hour course. But I'm really enthusiastic. I'm logging on. I'm ready to go. And before I know it, what I realize is that as I start, I realize I have to click through absolutely every single step in the process. I'm back into a one-size-fits-all e-learn. I have to watch every video. And in my case, I might already know a thing or two about sustainability. I may have kept myself up to date with these things, but I find myself in a click-through e-learn. And the problem is that I'm going to lose my enthusiasm now. And the problem is also that the teams that might look at my development, they look at their dashboards, and we know of dashboard fatigue, because all they're going to see is how far has Marcus clicked through. They have no idea what I've learned. They have no idea where my strengths and weaknesses are. This is why no one likes dashboards, because nothing's been measured. And if I have the certificate, often I got 70% on 10 or 15 questions. And again, that doesn't really give us any data. So instead, in the future, already today maybe, what I should be going on is I should be going on a learning journey where the program starts, and the program, maybe like a good one-to-one tutor, starts with a few questions. And these questions adapt depending on how I'm answering them. So if I've already got a really good foundation in, say, sustainability, I already know about the science, I already know about carbon and global warming and the general bits, then it very quickly realizes, by questioning me and I'm answering confidently and correctly regularly, it realizes which bits I've already covered, which bits I don't need to watch a video or a slide deck of, and where I can move on, so that I can be pushed to the things that I find interesting and that are going to make this time a really valuable investment from my point of view. Because of course my daily work is not getting done while I'm doing a training course. So I want this to be efficient. And if that were the case, then it would be properly being measured what I'm learning, how well I'm progressing, where my strengths and weaknesses are. And that would be absolutely called adaptive learning. And not what we're being currently sold as adaptive learning, which is recommendations that were pulled out of an HR engine, an HR algorithm that says, oh, Marcus and Teresa have similar roles, so let's assign them both these 2 learning courses. Or Marcus's colleague Ali has the same role, and Ali really liked the Leadership 2 module, so let's assign Marcus the Leadership 2 module as well. At the end of which I click on the module and I go through the same old boring one-size-fits-all e-learning again. And that is now changing. And the reason these have been one size fits all is, apart from a very short e-learn and a really good design team, you can't make by hand a course that is fully adaptive. And the human energy would be so much to keep that up to date and build in on the forks. You can't do that. With AI, we can now do that. And here at Obrizum, we're spearheading this development, and we're doing this. You can see the wrong screen, can't you? Just a sec. I've got 2 screens, similar to what others just said earlier. Don't know if it likes me today. If it doesn't, you can't see me on the full screen mode, can you?
So see your black slide with your title, AI-powered digital learning, Marcus. That's what we see.
Fantastic. I'll just go with it like this. So here we go. With AI, we can now change this because AI can do things at scale and very quickly. And our value proposition here at Obrizum is centered around our 3 A's: automate, adapt, and analyze. If you've got a fantastic design team, then you've got your resources, you've got your SMEs, you've got the learning materials ready, you've got your videos, you've got your audios, you've got your text, you've got your questions, your recall practice assessments, your final assessments, you've got all that at the ready. What we can now do with AI is, without a single thing having to be tagged by hand, and this is unique to Obrizum, without having to tag anything by hand, the AI tags all of this automatically. The AI knows exactly which content pieces, which questions go to, which different concepts you're covering, how they're related or not, and in which depth you're going. All of that happens in seconds, fully automatically. And this works regardless of what type of content you're looking at, as long as it's good content, because the old saying still works: crap in, crap out. But we're delivering this, for example, for the Royal Navy with 360 VR training on different diving suits for different missions, and all the way through leadership training with the BSI, the British Standards Institute. We're doing a sustainability program, and of course they're defining the standards for sustainability for their partners, and they encounter very different clients of theirs with very differing prior knowledge. And so these things need to be adaptive, because you might come across an expert, you might come across an absolute beginner, or you might come across a very spiky profile, and all of those deserve full personalization. And then, because the AI has read through it all and has understood what's there, we can now adapt the journey and mix questions and content just like a one-to-one tutor would, fully measuring what someone knows, where someone is competent and confident, where someone still needs to develop, or in the one or other case, even whether someone is trying to bluff their way through the questions and trying to guess their way through. All of that we can now detect. And then, of course, at the end, we get a dashboard out of it where we can look for individuals or for teams at the full range of strengths and weaknesses in different topics, in different areas. We can identify the risks for organizations where people tend to be confident but incompetent, i.e. wrong. That's how we define a risk. And we can measure both knowledge as well as confidence in real time. And that makes the big difference. And the way we do this is, we have something that we call metacognitive decision-making. Metacognitive decision-making means that when you tick an answer, here's an example of a multiple choice question. When you tick one of these answers, for each tick, you have to show how confident you are that you've got that tick, not the overall answer, that tick correct. And we're moving away from traditional e-learning, where there's 10 questions at the end of 45 minutes of content. We're moving to the world where we can have lots of questions, and we can also have them because no one needs to hand tag them or where they go. So we can now have proper good learning in the digital learning space. And so once we know what someone knows, what someone doesn't know, where someone is still confused, or whether someone knows the right answers but is still lacking confidence, we know exactly how to build their knowledge and their confidence and get them ready for their certificate, ready to take these things into their daily work, or give a high quality product to clients in this kind of a way. And this is not just a little bit of confidence measuring. This is really key. We all know the Dunning-Kruger effect. We know that learners go through a phase where they feel competent and their confidence is overrated. That is a normal thing in learning. And we are the only platform that utilizes, and we've got this patented, both the correctness as well as the confidence level to recalculate like a sat nav already the next step. And this is live like a sat nav. And therefore you're basically, you're maximizing not just correctness, but you're also maximizing confidence, and you're actively working against the Dunning-Kruger effect and measuring it along the way. So that is really key in true personalization. This is what the adaptive learning of the future is. And one extra thing that I just want to mention before I finish, there's something really cool at the end of all of this, because the AI has read through all the content and looked at all of it. And your learning designers and your SMEs have put so much effort into this, both for content that was meant for learning, but you can also utilize content that was never meant for learning. For example, manuals and descriptions, things that you have in your knowledge hubs if you're doing an R&D. All of those things. So we now can utilize intelligent search because your AI has gone through everything and read everything and looked at every video. You can now ask the AI a question. We're all quite used to this. On YouTube, we no longer require a file structure. When we Google things, we didn't require a file structure. We're happy that when we put something in, it gives us an answer. In our corporations, we're still hung to the file structure. With AI, we also in our organizations no longer need that file structure. We don't need that tagging. The AI knows exactly what sits where. And on YouTube, I still have to put in maybe pivot charts for Excel, and then I find a few videos and I say, this one was too basic, this one was way above where I am, and I have to find my own way. Here, from how you phrase your question, the AI will gather from the words you're using how deep you might be going or might not be going. And that's all hidden in your words. And therefore the AI can say, Marcus, I think the pivot chart answers you're looking for are in this video. And it doesn't give me the video as an answer. It tells me, go to this video and go to 9 minutes, 31 seconds and watch the next 4.5 minutes. That's where we think your answer is. There's also a document over here. And in this paragraph, we think that's where you'll find your answer. And then I get exactly what I need when I'm searching for an answer. I find the answer, and then I can zoom out and I can see which talk was this, who held this talk, what else might be in this talk if I'm interested. But if I want to get back to work, then I'm already back at work because all I needed was the answer, and all of that without many clicks and with no tagging. And because we can utilize the AI now for the heavy lifting, we can work far more effectively with our instructional design team. They do not need the subject matter expert to place anything because the AI will place things automatically. We are live updating knowledge spaces. That's a fancy word for a course these days, because as you can imagine, we can do a lot more with this knowledge space than with the old course type. But you can live update them. If you find a video or you find a good case study that you want to add, you can upload them live and it places it automatically for you. If you want to, you can even map them in line with competency or skills frameworks. Not a problem at all. All you need to do is tell the AI what competency framework you're working with, and then you can even align these modules to certain skills or to certain competencies fully automatically. No problem. So there we go. That completes my overview, and that is what we do at Obrizum. So if you'd like to discuss that more, please let us know and we can have a chat. And like I said at the start, always happy to chat about learning, AI and learning, and anything that has to do with good learning and training. Thank you.
Thanks, Marcus. That was great, and our last presentation of today's Simply Intros. So thank you everybody for attending, and thank you guys for presenting today. They were all really interesting and really diverse sessions. As I talked about at the start, we will be following up with information from every single one of our suppliers today and their contact details as well. So if you would like to chat further with them about their platforms, then I'm sure they'll be delighted. And I will be checking in the next couple of weeks just to find out how you thought it went. But other than that, hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their day, and thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all the best. Bye then.
Bye.
Right.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye now.